Podcast. I am your host, Chris Patrick, joined today by the ever-elusive Tallman. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing just fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I made it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back, risen from the dead. You feeling better?
Great, outstanding.
Doing great, outstanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, we wanted to get an episode together for you guys. I just hit Cody up, told him we got to do this, and here we are. It is Saturday, June 18th. By the time you hear this, you will also have the opportunity to check out some other content we'll be doing tomorrow night, the 19th. We're going to do a live stream of some pop culture stuff, bringing on some of the other guys, Kruver, Delmo, Matt, Mike will be there. I think Cody might be there. But that's going to be 8 o'clock Arizona time. Cody probably won't be there. We'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, so there's been a little bit that's happened in the last week. Like I mentioned, that other content we're trying to do is a live stream at least once a week when we can all get together. And then we'll keep doing these podcasts in person when we can. I just like the audio quality a little more. This is a little bit more of a different formal forum. And we can really break down some more specific things. But yeah, the NBA season is over. The Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics in 6 games. Finished the job in Boston and secured their 4th NBA championship. I think to really cement the last 8 years. Dynasty. That's fucking crazy. I mean, We've been talking a lot of basketball, a lot of Cardinals football, but did you watch much of the final series?
I did not, no.
Not watch any of it?
I mean, I bet on it.
Yeah. To be honest, once the Suns got eliminated, I kind of checked out of the playoffs.
I did too. I was over basketball.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were, and I don't blame them. I mean, after such high expectations to go out in the second round, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I do want to just talk about that series, some of the things I've heard about that series that I thought were interesting, or not the series, but kind of the playoffs in general. Jason Tatum's catching a lot of flack because he was going really hard on the Kobe stuff, making like, oh, I'm doing this for Mamba mentality, wearing the Kobe armband and like.
Dude, the memes are funny.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Did you see the one where it was like he was texting like Kobe Bryant? Did you see that one? Oh, I gotta pull it up for you. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like fucked up. It was like, he's dead. Like, why you? I don't know.
No, but I know what you're talking about. The memes are great. Yeah, I saw one this morning. It was like basically saying like Suns fans know how you feel because like Devin Booker was catching a lot of Kobe comparisons and then they came up short. But that wasn't his fault. I mean, Devin Booker had an outstanding couple games in the finals, but we came short. But yeah, the high expectations we had, I kind of tuned out. And it was crazy. Like I was saying, one of the stats I saw about the playoffs and Jason Tatum in particular was that he had 100 turnovers in the playoffs, and I think that set the playoffs and finals combined, and I think that set a record for most turnovers. I got you. Oh man, that's disrespectful. Oh goodness. All right, I might. If you send me that, I might be able to put it on the YouTube video.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm sure you will.
So people know that meme you just showed me.
So did he actually text Kobe Bryant's phone number saying I got you today?
He might have. I think I
that's
heard
real,
something
right?
about that. Yeah, I think that is real. Since someone photoshopped that reply on there.
Yeah, that's savage.
That is savage.
Sorry, I threw you off. But yeah, and then game 6 he had a terrible second half. He had like 2 points. Like,
I think the last
2 for 11 or something.
Yeah, game 5 and 6 he didn't really do too hot. I mean that's going to happen with a young player. It's not all on Jason Tatum, obviously, but he's a big factor. When you're the main guy, you have to show up. I think it's easy to say, but there's no denying the Warriors are a great team. You know, Steph Curry.
Unfortunately.
Yes, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Then you got baby Steph.
Baby Steph, is that Jordan Poole? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing is like you can hate on them all they want because they do spend a lot of money, but they drafted all their guys pretty much.
Wasn't Jordan Poole second round pick?
Something like that, yeah.
So was your buddy Kuminga.
The cum bucket? God, you baited me into that.
I did.
You baited me into that.
Say it.
I was telling Cody before the show. I don't know if it's legitimate, if it's just an online meme, but there was like something where like Golden State Warriors fans nicknamed Jonathan Kuminga the cum bucket.
That poor guy.
Because like he's like a bucket.
Oh no.
And his last name starts with KUM. Come on.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause it's not. I think it is with good intentions. They were like, oh, it's like they're trying to do something with his name, but then I don't think they realized just how good of a nickname that is.
Oh, I lied. Jordan Poole is a 28th overall pick.
Might as well be the second round.
Yeah, right.
Could have been the second round. Dang. But yeah, I'm glad that the NBA season's over. There's a lot of lingering questions. I was thinking about it this morning, and I don't want this to be another Suns episode because we've kind of beaten that, and I think we just need to kind of sit back and relax. But at the same time, there's some things that need to be talked about, and I wanted to mention that I think I'm changing heart today that I want to keep DeAndre Ayton. I don't think we should trade him. I think we aren't going to be able to get anything close in return, and he's still young, so we should just invest in him, sign him to the max, try him out for another year, see how he develops, pretend, even if you're just pretending like you're like, okay, yeah, actually we're going to give you a shot. We're going to try, we're going to believe in you if you believe in us.
You can always trade him.
Yeah, and you can always trade him later, maybe, potentially, because he's not going to get any, you would think he's not going to get any worse at least. So, but there's always the upside of him getting better because he's a young guy. So I think based on, unless we get some stellar superstar like a Kevin Durant or some crazy thing that's not going to happen, it's not worth it to get some lower, like 2 or 3 lesser pieces, because then we're just taking a step backwards, and it's almost like the situation. I think it was 2008, 2006. Either way, when we lost Joe Johnson, when we lost Amari Stoudemire, when all that started crumbling, and it also goes to Robert Sarver and the Suns organization needs to
spend the money
on the luxury tax. Your team is getting more valuable every year, and you're getting the revenue from tickets and everything else on all the deals. Like, spend the money. What do you think? Are you still? I don't remember where you were at. Were you team keep Ayton or trade Ayton?
I think you guys dove into that on the one I missed.
Oh, okay.
I'm all for keeping him. I mean, why not? And then if you get rid of him, you're forever just gonna have to deal with. Okay, so you took him number 1 overall, and then you could have taken Luka Doncic, who obviously is top 5 player in the league. Unfortunately,
yeah.
But you'll never. I don't know. They'll never get over that if they get rid of him. So might as well go all in. I'm all about keeping him. I mean, you went to the finals the year before, and last year you have the best record in the league. Why don't you run it back? You know, you're obviously doing something right. The team's good. Why are you going to get rid of one of your, main centerpieces? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I think just like having a young core and guys that are able to relate more, being closer to the same age, and build that camaraderie where you have your core being Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and then you let Chris Paul kind of mentor them, and you focus on getting another point guard, maybe if it's Aaron Holiday developing, or Campaign figuring his shit out. I think Campaign's done. I think that's played out.
Yeah, he's gone.
But you gotta get a guy like that can come in and play significant minutes, so Chris Paul doesn't have to get the wear and tear and then not be available in the finals. And I think, and then I don't know, you need DeAndre Ayton though to be more physical and be that guy. But that's what I'm saying is like it takes an investment and like hoping he will develop.
I just don't get how you're 7 feet tall and you can't get 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
He's got to get more physical. I think he needs to hit the gym a little bit. I don't know.
But yeah, it seems like he plays way too passively.
Like, just get mean. Somebody needs to slap him in the face, get him going.
Yeah. Clearly Monty wasn't able to get through to him, and it sounds like their
whole thing in the last game, they had the argument or whatever.
Yeah.
And he didn't play the last 2 minutes of that game.
Yeah.
Something. He was having a Kyler Murray tantrum on the bench.
yeah, literally. Well, and I don't want us to turn this into a Suns episode or rehashing old topics, but I know when Mike was here, it was either on the live stream or on our podcast.
What did Mike say?
Or both.
I should have listened to it.
You should have. Yeah, absolutely. I think I kind of forget where he lied. I think he was last time I checked in on him. He was team keep Ayton. But I think he's kind of saying keep Ayton unless you can get a fantastic return. Because like, what do you have to lose? But at the same time, what I was going to bring up is with Ayton, how concerned are you? Did you see the reports about him and his video game habits where he'll stay up sometimes until 3-4 in the morning and then have to wake up at 6 a.m. and like he's doing that on game nights sometimes, and he's just staying up playing 2K or Call of Duty, stuff like that. And so you got to believe that it's impacting his performance. I mean, when you are sleep deprived, you can't exactly perform at the highest level, I would think.
Yeah, you would think. He's still a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the older he gets, like, he's going to grow out of that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's got some maturing to do. I mean, a lot of people on that team do. But that's the great part about it. It's like you got Booker, who's young. You got Ayton, who's young. You signed up Mikal Bridges for a while. Like, you have your core. I mean, Chris Paul's got, what, maybe 2 seasons left?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's not going to be around forever. So pay the guy when Chris Paul leaves. You know, there's another person you don't have to pay $30 million a year. You know? But it all comes down to the owner not spending money.
And that's the thing, and I think that's very important, is that the owner has to spend money, and you have to build it like the Warriors have. That's the formula in basketball. Because of the salary cap, you got to draft these guys or sign these guys in free agency. They had Kevin Durant for one of those championships, so you can't give them full 100% built, not bought credit on all those championships. They bought a couple, 1 or 2, I think.
Sure did.
Did they win? They won 2 with Kevin Durant, I'm pretty sure.
Was it 2?
I believe so.
I try to forget everything about
this. Is when we
Warriors.
really need Mike here, but that's not important. Either way, they do have a strong core. Steph Curry, he's getting a little older. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green are going to have a decline, but they're smart. They're going to be able to play smart. Kuminga, I don't know if he's really that great, but they still have Andrew Wiggins. They got James Wiseman. Like you said, Jordan Poole. They have a lot of these young pieces that have really emerged as being quality players, and the Suns need to follow that formula and invest in Ayton, and maybe at 23, 24, whatever he is, he's not great, but maybe he blossoms a little later, and so when he's 26, 27, then he really starts dominating. He puts on a little bit more weight, he starts slamming on people. You keep Booker, you sign him to that 5-year ridiculous supermax, 200 million, whatever, albatross. You do that.
An absurd amount of money.
I think the Chris Paul thing is smart from his leadership standpoint, but there are a lot of questions there that I don't want to dive into right now. But Mikal Bridges, young guys, Mikal Bridges, keep Mikal Bridges if you can. See if you can sign Cam Johnson. And I think him falling off or not having as much of an impact towards the end, I think is going to help in their negotiations.
Yeah.
In maybe getting him on a similar deal to Mikal Bridges, where it's a good amount of money but not a crazy amount of money. And you can kind of have more maneuverability. But then I think it's very crucial to get another guard that can shoulder the burden of Chris Paul. Again, I think that's going to be more crucial than getting a couple forwards and mediocre centers for DeAndre Ayton. And then you are more guard reliant, but you don't have guards or forwards that are going to be able to make an impact unless you get one of those impact guys,
Yeah.
That's my rant. I needed to get that off my chest.
I could tell. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, honestly.
Yeah. No, but it just hit me because, you see the trades that are kind of developing. The Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets made the trade. It was Marjanovic and a few other players for Christian Wood. And Christian Wood was kind of a rumbling name I heard bounced around for 8. And I don't know if the numbers or anything were worked out. Probably would have needed a third team. Yeah. Other names I've heard floated: Miles Turner from Indiana. I think that's a step down from Ayton.
Oh, big time.
They're very similar players, but I don't think that's something worth pursuing. And those are legitimate things because I think Kevin Durant's out the window. I think that was always a kind of pie in the sky. Damian Lillard isn't going anywhere. We're not getting Damian Lillard.
No. And then you want somebody like that though?
Do I want someone like Damian Lillard?
Yeah. Book and Lillard.
On paper.
That sounds nice, right?
But you saw how it worked with him and CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if they do trade him, I don't think they're going to get a big man in that trade.
No, the names I haven't.
They're going to go for a scorer.
Yeah, I think a 3 or 4, like a small forward or a power forward, and I just haven't been impressed by any of the names I've seen floated around. So that's what's made me really uneasy. And then it just really hit me this morning. No, we need to just keep this guy. It's not 135 million or whatever it is. It's not that crazy compared to the 200 million you're going to pay Ayton and whatever you're paying Chris Paul. Yeah, you're going to pay some luxury tax, but guess what, Robert Sarver? If you're a top 5 team in the league, you're still going to sell out that arena every night because they know you have a good roster, and especially if you can build a bench around it, man, you're going to make your money back. So shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Tell them.
So it's Robert Sarver gets hate for a lot of stuff that I think is kind of stupid, but this is the type of stuff he deserves the hate for. And so, how maybe I'm turning my mind on that too. Maybe by any means necessary, we get Robert Sarver out of here. Whether it's through whatever these allegations and investigation or through just the pressure of everyone being fed up, because he does have minority owners. He has the fan base to answer to. And he acts like he cares. But then if you really care, if you're really going to make a change, spend the fucking money, dude.
Spend there was just something recent came out
about the investigation, or about
or another employee quit, and they quit because of discrimination and all the stuff in the organization. Yeah, that was recent. I saw it on
on USA Today. Report: Phoenix Suns employee resigned over alleged bullying after sharing gender equity concerns.
That's nice.
That's interesting. Well, I don't want to go too much into that.
Yeah, no kidding. But Adam Silver, Suns owner, Robert Sarver investigation getting close to the end. That was June 8th. So I guess we'll see here soon.
It just seems it's interesting, and I don't know. Obviously, when you're the boss, when you're the owner, everything's top down, and there have been some reports of inappropriate behavior. I think didn't he pants someone in front of like a whole group of people, and he owned that. So obviously,
I remember that.
when you're owning stuff like that and you're admitting to stuff like that, it's like okay, that might not have been an isolated incident.
Imagine having so much money, you can just go around and pull people's pants down and laugh at them.
Pants someone, laugh at them, and be like, I'm
fucking
sorry.
12 years old.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But no, what I was gonna say is it seems like the reports are conflicting, and I don't think that's necessarily sketch, but it seems like there's different experiences at the Suns organization. Obviously, there's a lot of employees. Not everybody will interact with everybody, but there are some people that'll say, I never saw a bad culture. Sarver always treated me well.
A lot of people.
A lot of people rushed to his defense, especially high profile people like Steve Kerr, who he's a huge justice warrior. He's all about justice and being there.
Seemed like cry when they had that shooting in Texas.
Yeah, he's always the first one to get on camera and cry.
Well, I mean, it was really compelling.
Yeah, no, it was. It was fucked up. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and act like a school shooting's not fucked up, but that's besides that's not.
Sorry,
I might have to cut that out. What are we even talking about right now?
Edit that out, please.
Hey, Jamie, can you? Nah, but what I'm saying is that there seems to be conflicting reports on the overall culture, and I don't think it doesn't seem to be consistent throughout all departments of the organization.
Well, you couldn't tell by the way the basketball team performed.
Yeah, I mean the basketball team's going to be completely isolated from most of the employees.
Season in the history of the franchise, and then there's this ongoing investigation.
Yeah, true. Well, that makes you wonder. Like, I think Mike might have started to bring it up one time, but just if there was any other thing behind the scenes that they were fighting through, and maybe there was some tensions that they just didn't let show, and they did a really good job of keeping it covered up internally. Just going back, I don't think it was any point of tension, but I remember seeing it during the article that they wrote about Ayton and his video game obsession. He would play.
That makes you mad, huh?
I don't know. It shouldn't make me mad because I do love video games, but I mean, it's like he would literally be at the arena before the game, and he'd be, as soon as he finished his mandatory warm-ups or whatever, he'd be rushing to the nearest TV playing a video game.
Before the game?
Before the game.
Really?
When he's at work.
Oh.
It's like when he's at home, and if he wants to stream and stay up late, like that's kind of his business. He has the freedom to make that decision. And it sounds like obviously if they after his workouts mandatory whatever, he's like, oh, you can go do whatever you want, relax or whatever. But you think a serious person would be like reading scouting reports, stretching, relaxing, maybe taking some extra jump shots. But maybe that's how he relaxes. Maybe that's how he.
You don't have to do all that when you're 7 feet tall.
Well, that's what because it's always, that's what the thing with guys like that is that every level they play until the NBA, it's a cakewalk for them because they're just slamming on dudes that are 5 inches shorter than them, and it's super easy, slamming dudes. Damn, you can't say anything while I drink my beer.
Oh, my bad. I was reading this text message.
What does it say?
It says, "Do you still want to get dress pants today?"
Ooh. Are you gonna get dress pants today?
I kind of need dress pants.
What do you need dress pants for?
Work.
Oh, okay. That's fair. You gotta look professional.
Yeah. You hit up that TJ Maxx.
Yeah, the young TJ Maxx. Anyway,
sorry.
When I
continue.
No, I'll continue here. When I hit you up, I said we should do a Arizona Diamondbacks episode.
Blah.
Because we have not talked Diamondbacks for good reason.
Well, they were good there for a minute. What do you mean?
Oh, well, yeah,
I'm talking about they what? I think they won I don't know. Shit, let me pull it up.
Are you saying they were good there in the past in the history?
Season. Oh,
no, this season they were good there for
yeah.
Honestly, they've been surprisingly more competitive than I think a lot of people expected this year.
They're 31-35.
31 and okay, that's what I was just looking for. 31-35.
It's just that division, man. Oh God.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. Oh, I do have it on the computer actually right here in front of me. What am I doing? But yeah, 31-35 because we won last night, 7-2 against the Twins. Playing them again tonight
against the first place Twins.
The first place Twins, and we're
in their division.
Yeah, in their division, and we're in fourth place in the NL West right now, only ahead of the Rockies, I believe. Which they kind of came out the gate hot, but they fell off fast.
Yep.
But no, when I hit up Cody, I quickly when I had the idea, I had to think of what we were going to talk about because there's really not been too much that's very impressive going on with the Diamondbacks. All their big name players are playing very averagely. Averagely? Is that
a word?
Not a word?
They're playing.
Their play has been very average.
Average play.
Average play. Nobody's hitting crazy numbers. Everyone's getting a little older. Everyone's, it is what it is. But like Cody said, they're 31-35, but they're about that 500 in a tough division in baseball. I don't know. I think they could, if they keep playing well and can get above that 500 mark, might be able to get a wild card, but they're not going to do anything.
No.
And a playoff run would be pointless at that point. But that's what when looking at that, I really remembered, this has been an ongoing issue.
They're not going to get a wild card.
No, probably no.
They're 6.5 games out.
But there's a lot of season left.
And you have Milwaukee,
July, August.
Milwaukee, and you have Philly ahead of you, and those are two somewhat decent teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phillies suck.
Right. So it's probably, you're right, it's probably not going to happen.
No, they're going to be sellers come the trade deadline, I'm sure.
As they should, and I want to dive into all that. We can get into that right now, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of looking at the roster, I think that's the thing. I wanted to set it up a little more real quick here, Cody. Just that I would hit you up, and I wanted to talk about the Diamondbacks.
I want to set it up a little more.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because we're going to go through, I just want to tell everyone here that we're going to go through the last 5 years since 2018 and kind of how this has been a consistent trend of mediocrity. And it went from mediocrity and barely scrapping into the playoffs just to lose real quick and not be even competitive to a 52-110 season last year. They went 52-110 last year, finished 5th in the NL West. Absolutely disgusting. There's a lot of transactions they made that were very questionable, a lot of moves that are head scratchers, and I just want to kind of connect the dots and paint the picture of and build and honestly, this is an overall case in my opinion for why we need a total overhaul top down. Torey Lovullo needs to go, Mike Hazen needs to go. Either Ken Kendrick needs to turn this out around 180 or he needs to sell the team. Because honestly, it's not going well. You have a rough stadium, and I think they do have a stadium deal going on, but it's just whether it's Mike Hazen or his team or whatever's going on, it's just been a rash of bad decisions and teetering back and forth on, do we want to be a competitive contending team or do we want to be mediocre? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Hazen has done, a somewhat decent job with what he's given. I mean, I'm big on they got to do some type of salary cap in baseball. It's so unfair. How do you compete with the Dodgers when you're the Diamondbacks? I mean, you can't. So given what he's had to, play around with, I think he's done a decent job. Lovullo, when they went, what did you say they went 52-110?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Lovullo's last year on his deal too. But they didn't reward him with an extension. They gave him a 1-year contract, so he's on a 1-year deal right now.
Yeah,
and I think he's.
This is his last shot.
I think he's probably gonna get extended.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
just going 500 again. If they're gonna just fucking end up at 80, 82 and 80 again, or 85 and 77, it's all for nothing. It means absolutely fucking nothing. And it's just been. It's like the one thing that I read that when I was doing some of this research that really connected with me is we got rid of Patrick. We let Patrick Corbin walk. We traded Zach Greinke.
Which is okay.
We got rid of Robbie Ray, and he kind of turned it up after we got rid of him.
He was killing it.
And that deal in particular, this is gonna be a teaser because we're gonna go through this. But do you guys know that we traded Robbie Ray? Let me actually pull it up on this. This is gonna be better. Anyway, basically we traded Robbie Ray for a player and some cash. And then later, about a year and a half later, we traded that player back to the Blue Jays for cash. So basically we got rid of Robbie Ray for cash. Instead of just paying him a little bit of money or signing him to a contract. Anyway, the point is we didn't keep Greinke. We didn't sign Corbin. We didn't sign Ray. We had some other options. And instead we fucking signed Madison Bumgarner.
Dude, I was watching him pitch last night.
He's off the garbage heap, man. He had a good run with the Giants.
He's got no velocity. It's almost sad to see.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
I mean, they won the game, but it just looking. I mean, man, I think I saw the fastest pitch he threw was 91.
Man,
which I mean, he's more of a.
If he can paint,
he's more of a finesse pitcher. I mean,
right.
How old is he? He's fucking old.
Well, he's surprisingly not as old as you would think. I think he's only 31 or 32. If I'm not mistaken, but he has miles on him. He pitched a lot for the Giants, and he's just a little banged up. He's had some injuries, and speaking of
he is 32.
Yeah, so that's a little surprising, right? You would think he's in.
It is. No, it kind of is.
His late 30s.
Yeah,
I would have thought anyway, but
it just reminds me of that video when he got thrown out.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to fight everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing. Do you remember when Torey Lovello and Yadi Molina got into it?
Yes.
I think that was last year.
Yeah.
But
Lovello's savage, man.
Dude, Lovello. That's the thing. I don't hate Lovello, but I think it's just optics, you know. And you're gonna hear me say that a lot if you are
just optics.
A listener of the Heat Check podcast. I was harping on that. That's the thing when DeAndre Ayton, it's kind of the optics of like what guy like Kyler Murray and him when they lose a game and they rush home and they hop on, their Twitch streams. But I'm not going into that. I say that too much. I talk about that too much. I want to focus on the task.
Does he stream that much?
Who, Kyler Murray or DeAndre Ayton?
Both of them.
I honestly haven't seen Kyler Murray stream as much, but I don't keep tabs on it. But I do remember at points I would literally be watching on TV the Cardinals lose a game, and then 2 hours later it's like Kyler Murray's going live.
I don't get how it's like fun to watch people play video games. Anyway.
It's different, man. You remember that South Park episode where Ike is watching PewDiePie?
Yeah.
It's pretty,
PewDiePie.
Yeah, exactly. So no, we like I said, we're gonna go through.
What happened to that?
We're gonna go through the years here. No, PewDiePie's still making content. He's in like Tokyo right now.
Didn't he say a no word?
Yeah, he said some gamer words.
Yeah.
And got canceled, but he apologized.
He came back.
He said, "I'm sorry."
Right.
And they let him back. He plays nice now.
Play nice in the sandbox.
Yeah, play nice. Don't push the kids. So don't say racist things. Okay. We have questions here, Cody, about the
questions
about the Diamondbacks, and we're gonna go through the last 5 years. But first, I want to set it up.
Can we get a new baseball team, please?
I don't know, man. That's rough.
Let's just be Dodgers fans.
Dodgers fans?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Let's move the Diamondbacks stadium to Florence. We'll build a big one in the desert.
If you build it, they will come.
It'll be a stadium casino. Put it on the reservation.
Hey, that's cool.
How come nobody's done that?
I don't know. That'd be awesome.
That's great. Probably because the Indians would own the stadium.
Well, there's like
the Indians would have to own an NFL team.
There's like sports books and shit. And
yeah, of course.
no? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, I'm derailing this.
Some slack here. Yeah, these questions I have, Cody, are the Diamondbacks rebuilding right now or nah? Like you said, they were going to be They should be sellers at the trade deadline here.
They'll be sellers.
Absolutely. And so real quick then, before I ask these other questions, we can go into that. Who should they sell? Do you think it's time to get rid of David Peralta?
Yeah.
But what can we get for him now? He's 34 years old.
They're just going to
He's batting .236.
They're just going to get farm players for him.
So you're going to bolster. They're just going to bolster their farm some more.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's all they're going to do. Who else should they get rid of?
Keep Ketel Marte. He's 28. Or or is it time to just completely clean house and maybe because he's your best asset, maybe it is time to part with?
Well, you need to get rid of Peralta. I mean, Ketel. I mean, they didn't really pay him that much money. I'm shocked they got him to agree to that contract. Go down to the pitchers. We
don't have shit for pitchers.
The Zach Davies kid, he's been doing pretty good. They're gonna sell him.
We just literally kind of just got him.
They're gonna sell him.
Gallon maybe.
No one wants Mad Bum.
No,
you got to keep Gallon. He's like the only thing we have. Yeah.
Oh, dude, here's another spoiler that's great.
You got to keep Walker. Though.
Here's another great spoiler for you. You see this guy, our 37-year-old closer reliever, Mark Melancon.
He's on my fucking fantasy team.
This piece of shit.
He's dog shit.
Listen to this guy right here.
No, dog shit's better than
Listen to this guy right here. So we signed him in free agency when he was 36 years old. He's now 37. He finished last year, the 2021 season, with an MLB leading 39 saves
right?
in 45 opportunities. With the San Diego Padres. On that, when he was playing with the Padres, he was on a 1-year, $2 million deal.
Wow!
So that deal ended.
Bargain.
And you know what the Diamondbacks do? They go ahead.
How much?
And they sign him to a 2-year, $14 million contract with a 2024 mutual option.
What are his stats this year?
Let's see. I have it right here.
Actually. I don't know why I didn't drop him off my fantasy team yet.
Oh, these are batting stats. They're not good. You know. Here, let me just click on him. I can click on him here.
Here, I got him. Wait, hold on. That's not it. 2022 season. Oh, he got 11 saves, 6.04 ERA.
Well, it's not like he's had a crazy amount of opportunities. He has 6 losses though. Are you sure he has? I'm looking at a 6.04 ERA with those
that's
11
what I said.
saves. Oh, okay, that's what you said. Yeah. In 22.1 innings. So that's terrible.
That's horrible. He's getting smacked
that's
around.
Awful.
He's pitched 22 innings and he's given up 33 hits. So
yeah, he's bad.
That's okay.
Up here.
Yeah, he's not very good.
Not doing good. Because that's the thing. He's coming in relief and blowing saves and getting 6 losses. That's bad. I haven't watched a lot of Diamondbacks this year, admittedly, because pissed.
They make it so fucking hard to watch the game.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. Any Arizona sport in general right now. It's a bad time to be an Arizona sports fan.
But they wonder why baseball popularity's gone down because you have to fucking pay $1 million just to watch the goddamn baseball game.
Yeah.
But
so
I don't know.
Sorry. That's what's wild though is like we should be
Same
sellers.
With this U.S. Open, man.
We could be sellers at the trade deadline, but who are we gonna fucking sell? We basically just got Peralta, Marte, Mad Bum, and Davies. Maybe some people would be interested.
Davies and Peralta.
If you want, Josh Rojas is kind of
keep him.
I know we got to keep these young guys like Josh Rojas. He's what 20? Yeah, no, he's 28.
He came in that one trade. What was it? It was on your little sheet thing.
Oh, Josh Rojas?
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I search on this thing?
Where was it? You got to keep him. He's a good player.
I forgot how to spell Rojas.
Oh, son of a bitch. The Greinke trade.
Oh, he can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So let's maybe do that then. Let's go through the last 5 years or so. I think starting here with 2018 and just go through the years to show how we got to where we are today, kind of what's happened. We'll show some of the highlights, the lowlights, the transactions, things that happened in that season. And like I said, go through it and get us to where we got today. Are you ready for that? What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I just can't believe 2018 was 5 years ago. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
I know, it's wild. Yeah, 2022 happened so fast. It doesn't even seem like a real year.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's insane.
I think that's a saying, right?
I think so. Have you been having fun?
I've been having a great time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. It's a good picture.
Isn't it? Okay.
So, 2018, your Arizona Diamondbacks finished 82-80. Pretty close to 500. And they were third in the NL West, I think behind the Dodgers and at that time the Rockies, maybe?
Padres?
No, not in 2018.
No, Padres sucked in 2018.
Not important. Anyway, that was Torey Lovullo's second season with the Diamondbacks. A little fun fact, the Diamondbacks introduced a bullpen car. They made them the first MLB team to use one since the Milwaukee Brewers in 1995. Do you know if they still use the bullpen cart? You've been watching more D-backs than me.
I don't think I've seen it.
They probably retired it. It didn't say when I was looking this up. Anyway, so the Diamondbacks.
Oh, it was the Rockies. They were 91-72. Shit, sorry.
The Rockies, yeah, the Rockies were pretty good back then. They had Nolan Arenado, Blackmon was going off. They had some good pitching rotation.
I think they had Story too.
Trevor Story. Yep, you're right. Who was their first baseman? It was
what was his name?
That dude was pretty good. Not important.
Who cares?
Anyway, so that year, a name that we were just reminded of in left field, Yasmani Tomas was optioned to Reno and then eventually sent outright to the Reno Aces. And we had signed him to like a $42 million deal.
Dude, he's the Sam Bradford of baseball.
It's terrible. I don't even think he's in the league anymore. We had signed Taijuan Walker to kind of bolster our pitching staff, which seemed like a good sign on paper. So a lot of these transactions that you're going to see a trend where we sign guys that have a lot of potential and then get injured and never end up really playing for us. This guy's one of them. Taijuan Walker, he was initially put on the 10-day disabled list and eventually moved to the 60-day list and had Tommy John surgery. And by the time he came back, he and his rehab, it was just too slow progressing, and we ended up letting him go. And now he's having a resurgence with the New York Mets, and so we kind of lost out on that. Cody, what did you think of Taijuan Walker and like that whole stint?
Oh, he's a good pitcher. He was pretty good for us. Wait, did you say they traded him?
I don't know if they traded him or if they let him go. We'll get back to that as we go through this. I don't want to do all the talking here, Cody. If you have any
I'm sorry, I'm researching.
Interjection. No, you're good. No, keep researching and I'll just keep going because like I said, we got 5 whole years to go through here, so I'm sure you'll have something to jump in here and say. I don't want to bore anyone because we're going to talk about a lot of stats and players going back and forth, but that year we got John Jay from the Kansas City Royals for a couple of prospects. He was supposed to be a veteran left fielder to kind of fill that hole Yasmani Tomas left. The fielding situation had kind of been a scramble. There wasn't really any answer in the outfield for who these guys were gonna be. Later that year, we got Eduardo Escobar for, again, a handful of prospects. We got him from the Twins to play third base and I think a little bit of shortstop.
No, I think he only played third.
Only third? Yeah, because he's a little bit, but that's, again, another older guy, a veteran guy that you expect. But I don't think he had as many injury problems as some of these other guys, but definitely did. I wanted to especially mention this season was very interesting because we started 20-8 that year. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah. That was exciting.
Came out the gate hot, but then
we thought we were going to have a great summer.
Right. We thought it was going to be crazy. And then
we get to watch our baseball team win games. Mm-hmm. Let's go. That's a good summer.
We were living the life until May rolled along and they went 8-19. Yeah. Completely flipped the script. And it's funny, it kind of went like that because then in June 19-9. And then in July and August, they leveled off. They were 27-25 combined in July and August. And then that's when they were still, at that time, they were still flirting with being a little bit above, I think, 500, or around 500. And then all they had to do was finish the season strong and they would have been able to make a playoff push or at least be in the playoffs. But instead, and I don't remember. I might be getting this wrong. They might have made the wild card that year. But in any case, what I'm going to say is they finished the season 8-19 in September of 2018, and that kind of sealed their fate. Taking that kind of momentum and having that kind of end of your season is not what you want if you're going to try and make any playoff run. It's funny. I went and doing some research. The Diamondbacks started the season with 9 consecutive series wins. They were the first National League team to do so since the 1907 Cubs.
Really?
That's pretty crazy. 9 consecutive series wins.
That's impressive.
That's not bad at all. And on July 7th, that same D-backs team broke the franchise record for runs scored in a single game when they beat the Padres 20-5. So those were the good old days. I don't remember that game.
They've never scored more than 20 points or 20 runs.
I guess not before July 7th, 2018. Some notable exits after that season. We let Patrick Corbin go to free agency. AJ Pollock went to free agency. That John Jay guy we traded a couple prospects for and really didn't help much. He went to free agency. We had Clay Buchholz, was a pretty good relief pitcher.
You say buttholes?
Clay Buttholes. Buchholz.
I'm sorry.
And we did sign Miro Kelly, But this was, you'll remember, and Cody, do you remember what big trade happened at the end of the 2018 season? After the 2018 season, going into 2019, the big trade that happened in that offseason.
With the D-backs?
With the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Who'd they trade?
I'll tell you, they traded with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, Goldie?
They traded our beloved, America's first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
The do no wrong guy.
Yep. In return, though, I'll because you're gonna hear me. Maybe you already heard me a little bit. Put blame on Mike Hazen, and you'll probably hear me put some blame on him again.
Dude, they lost that trade.
Well, I don't know, because that's what I was going to say, because this is one where I think they might have not done too bad. I mean, I get it. I get what the idea was.
Read it, though.
So we traded Paul Goldschmidt to the Cardinals for Carson Kelly, Luke Weaver, and Andy Young. No, I mean...
Who the fuck is Andy Young?
But Luke Weaver and Carson Kelly are no Paul Goldschmidt, but they're two solid younger pieces. Luke Weaver, again, injury plague in Arizona, apparently.
But they're not... So they came in, they did somewhat okay, but then now, like, they're doing nothing for the team right now.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
And then Goldie's out here hitting 3 home runs in a game. I think he did that like a week ago or something.
Yeah, even at his age, he's in his mid-30s, mid-late 30s. He's still killing it.
Oh, yeah.
I would take Goldie back. But honestly...
What is their record? Are they doing good this year?
The Cardinals? I think they're doing decent. Because they're a team that...
Oh, yeah, they're leading their division. 37-29. Let's go.
They should be. They got him. They got Nolan Arenado.
I'm just gonna be a St. Louis Cardinals fan now.
I could get down with that. No, Cody, we're Valley Sports Play. We got to represent all Valley teams. We ride or die.
Ride or die. Mostly die.
Mostly die in the case of almost all the teams. But anyway, so we traded Goldie, America's first baseman, and that should have been the sign that it's time to rebuild. It's time to tear it down. If you're going to trade your franchise cornerstone, just go all out with the rebuild.
I just can't believe they traded him before they traded Greinke.
I know. And I know, but we need, you always need a pitching staff. Like position players, I don't want to say they're as replaceable, but a good solid ace is harder to come by than like a solid position player.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but we continue on, Cody, to 2019, that 2019 season, and at a glance, at an overview, this isn't a terrible season. It's 85-77 record, which is only 8 games above 500, but they were second in the NL West, only behind probably the Dodgers, right?
Oh, do you want to know Carson Kelly's batting average this year?
This year?
125.
That's terrible.
Anyway, what were you saying about the Dodgers?
Well, and that could be someone maybe they look to offload if there's still any trade value there for him. But no, not about the Dodgers, but just about that 2019 season. We did finish second in the NL West. I don't remember who we were behind, but either way, it's not important.
You know who we're behind.
It was the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
It had to be. I just always assume it's the Dodgers based off the, how the past has been, the past, 4, 5, 6 years. And in January of 2019, the beginning of that year, Lovello and the Diamondbacks agreed to a 2-year contract extension through the 2021 season. So they liked what they had seen so far. Apparently, they thought that his performance, going 82 and 80, was a good enough for him to earn another 2 years. So okay, I'm about that. We were all about Torey Lovello back then. They were still a fun team to watch, and this shows that they were, because they did win games. And did some pretty impressive things throughout the season. These 2019 Diamondbacks were, by one measure, the most average team in baseball history. It's crazy. I saw this stat. For 60 games, the Diamondbacks were within 2 games of 500, plus or minus.
Really?
Yeah, it was an MLB record that surpassed a 56-game streak by the 2007 Oakland Athletics. The specific stretch lasted from June 18th, when the Diamondbacks lost to the Rockies to fall to 38-36. All the way through August 30th, when they beat the Los Angeles Dodgers and improved to 69-66. So they were very much, kind of teetering that 500 line throughout the whole season. And yeah, there's some other. If you want to go through the transactions here, it was kind of a.
What, the 2019?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Fastest man in baseball.
Was that Tim LeCastro?
Yeah.
Is he the fast? Yeah, he. That was an impressive one. I'll just gloss over it, but he set some kind of crazy record for starting a MLB career with most stolen bases. I think it was like 26 stolen bases.
Was it? Damn.
I might not have even put the note in here. I don't want to go too much into the weeds on that, but we got a relief pitcher that year. Do you remember Greg Holland?
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with Greg Holland. They were trying to fill that gap in right field. That year we signed Adam Jones. But again,
I remember him.
if you're a team trying to rebuild, you sign Adam Jones. He's an old veteran from the Orioles. I think he played from before that.
John Ryan Murphy.
Yeah, John Ryan Murphy was supposed to be the shit. He had some good times.
Yeah.
Was he specifically? Greinke had a specific catcher that he liked catching for him. That wasn't John Ryan Murphy though, was it?
No, it was the old guy.
Not Alex Avila.
Iannetta.
Was it Chris Iannetta? Maybe. He ended up going back to the Rockies.
I think that's who it was, right? Mm-hmm. Or Ian Iannetta? No.
Ian Iannetta. It might be.
Damn. Anyway.
So.
But I like that Jazz Chisholm trade for Zach Gallen.
Well, Jazz has been good in Miami though, hasn't he?
He was on my fantasy team last year.
Yeah, he's
fast.
He's a stud. He was one of the best guys in our system. But I'll give Mike Hazen a little token that Zach Gallen. I even liked Zach Gallen. I didn't know much about Jazz, but I knew Zach Gallen had a few good starts down there in Miami, so I was kind of optimistic on the idea of bringing in Zach Gallen.
He looks so goofy.
He hasn't really lived up to the hype. He's
hair.
Pretty mediocre. Yeah, but I guess there's room to grow. There's always some room to grow. But what was a signature transaction in the 2019 season was what trade, Cody?
Zach Greinke.
Zach motherfucking Greinke.
Send him to the cheaters.
Yeah, the Astros, man.
I don't know. I mean, I was so over Zach Greinke.
Yeah, I think he wore out his welcome, and the amount of money we were paying him.
But I don't know. I just feel like he got smashed around all the time.
Yeah, the inconsistency really came back with him, I think.
Yeah.
But and we look at this return.
Remember we broke it down? The dude was getting paid what was it, like $50,000 every pitch he threw or something?
Oh yeah, something like that. We did the math.
Yeah.
We should do that again sometime.
It was ridiculous. It's like dude's throwing a ball one fucking pitch for $50,000.
Insane.
That is insane.
Absolutely
but
insane.
I mean, they got Rojas in return. Josh Rojas has been good.
Yeah, he's a young guy that I like.
I mean, you got to keep him. He's one of those young pieces that you got to keep.
Mm-hmm. Seth Beer hit the home run on Beer Day.
Yeah, he did
at the beginning of this season.
That was he had a walk-off home run.
It was a walk-off. Yeah, on Beer Day.
Yeah, that's funny.
At the stadium. Yeah.
I mean, he's just their designated hitter. I think he's only played like 25 games though this season.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's played too much. I have these stats in front of me if I can get over to him. Who else did we get in that deal though?
Oh, JB
Bukauskas. Seth Beers played in 27 games, which
I said 25. I was close.
Which is 13th most. He played in the 13th most games at just 27 games.
Well, dude, do you see how young their roster is?
Dude, it just seems like it's a lot of revolving, like mixing and matching, and it's a pretty young team. The oldest guy on our roster is freaking Oliver Perez.
How old is he?
40.
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
That's funny.
Yeah, and the next oldest guy is that guy Mark Melancon. And he is a con. He stole us for all that money. Terrible contract. And then Ian Kennedy, throwback from the old school days.
2011.
But yeah, even David Peralta at 34, he's the fourth oldest guy on our team. But like you said, yeah, we have a lot of young guys, a lot of young pieces.
But they keep I don't know, they're all playing though. Like look at all the games like all these people have played. But they had one time they had a starting lineup where none of the players in their starting lineup had played more than a full season of games. So they literally they started half their lineup in one game they started, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Half their lineup had only played like 25 Major League Baseball games ever in their career. And I think the person that played the most was Pavin Smith, and he played like 160 games. Yeah. And he had the most career games on that starting lineup. And it was just crazy. Like they started 9 and they had like no experience. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. You want to get a US Open update right here?
Yeah, hit me with that.
Scheffler fell apart.
Uh-oh.
Happy Gilmore's caddy's winning right now, -4. Anyway, sorry, I was excited
Who's
about that.
Happy Gilmore's caddy?
Oh, Will's Outdoors.
Oh, Will's Outdoors. Well, by the time this reaches YouTube and Spotify,
well,
it'll be over. It'll probably be Monday the 20th when I get this out.
So YouTube, should I bet on Will's Outdoors to
win this tournament?
Yeah.
Well, they'll be able to laugh if you have to tell them if you are going to or not, so they can laugh at you if you lose or praise you if you win. Anyway,
you're right. That's
while we're interrupting the middle of this flashback through time.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I think we're in 2019, but I did just notice that Nick Ahmed's on the 60-day injured list, and yesterday there's an article: Diamondbacks shortstop Nick Ahmed has shoulder surgery and will miss the rest of the season. This is something I did not know about. I don't know if it was known that he was going to be having surgery or not, but that's a bummer. But that makes sense why Gerardo Perdomo is going to get more time, you would assume, and maybe, again, regret getting rid of Jazz Chisholm. But if it was either going to, because Jazz is starting in Miami, right? So you would have had to get rid of Ahmed.
I think he's their leadoff hitter.
Find a way to put one of them at second base. I don't know how that would have worked. But anyway, that's a bummer. Nick Ahmed, I'm pretty sure he's a Golden Glover. He's a really good shortstop.
I think you're right.
Has been a stud for us. So that'll be a guy we miss. He did play pretty good this year.
He just needs to learn how to hit the baseball.
I was gonna say, actually, I don't know if he played pretty good this year. I was filtered by age. I thought it was filtered by games played. Anyway, not important. Sorry, Nick Ahmed. Hope you feel better. And yeah, so we got these young guys. We're in 2019, and we had a 85-77 record, like we were saying. We made some transactions: Greg Holland, Adam Jones, Tim LeCastro. Traded Zach Greinke towards the end of that season and got rid of Jazz Chisholm for Zach Gallen. So we're making moves. We're trying to replace pitchers, get pitchers. There was a couple records we set. We had a record for smashing a franchise record, 8 home runs out of 13 total and a 13-8 win on June 10th. We did that alongside the Phillies. There was a game that lasted 19 innings against the who was that against? Against the Cardinals, and that's crazy because I think that's a game that Goldie would have been playing in because we had just traded him to the Cardinals.
Yeah. Oh, his homecoming.
Yeah, if it was at home, it was a homecoming for him. And that game lasted 6 hours and 53 minutes. Could you imagine going to a 7-hour baseball game?
No, that's why it's the most unpopular sport.
On a school night? Yeah, there's always been pace of play issues, but
I gotta go to bed.
Literally, that's when you just take a nap, and then someone wakes you up around the 17th inning, and they're like, all right.
Then you smoke a cigarette, and then
it's getting spicy. Yeah, so just to really gloss at it, because that is impressive, there was 25 strikeouts by the Diamondbacks pitchers and 21 by the Cardinals pitchers. Both teams had an MLB record for most strikeouts in a single game at 46 combined.
That's incredible.
The game also marked only the second time in baseball history that the two struck out 21 or more opponents in the same game. The Diamondbacks did win that game 3-2. So after 19 innings, just 5 runs were scored.
Wow.
That's pretty wild.
It
is worth noting, I think, because it seems like this season they did kind of try and be all in. 85-77, second in the NL West. Not terrible. I think they were a wild card that year and fizzled out. But there were some notable injuries. They tried to replace that gap in the I think it was left field with Steven Souza Jr.
Oh god.
He did some stints on the 10-day IL and then eventually moved to the 60-day and was pretty much useless. David Peralta was injured multiple times throughout that year and in September moved to the 60-day IL, shut down for the season. Jake Lamb was injured a bit when he was doing well. You remember Alex Avila, a catcher, he had multiple stints on the 10-day. He was streaky, not fair, but
no, he was the worst. Alex Avila. He fucking batted like 50. He had the worst batting average ever. Alex Avila.
How bad do you think he was when he was on the Diamondbacks?
Awful, dude. He probably batted maybe 139.
Oh, that bad?
Yeah, no, he's terrible.
For Arizona,
what was his average?
Where is his BA batting average? So he was 165 and 207 in his years with the
how many strikeouts did he have?
Diamondbacks. Oh, goodness gracious. They don't make it easy on this. Strikeouts. He had 90 and 68 in his 2 years.
Well, he didn't play every game, though, too. So.
No, he didn't play a ton. He played, he didn't play a ton. He played 80 games in 2018 and 63 games in 2019. And that's where we're at. We're in 2019, and that's what I'm saying. He was injured and not available. I mean, obviously, it doesn't seem like that hurt us too much. But that dude, Luke Weaver, we got for Goldie.
Luke.
He spent some time on the injured list, as did Wilmer Flores, who we also signed in free agency as a first baseman.
He wasn't bad.
He was supposed to be good. He was from the Mets, right?
I don't know that.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the end of this season
doesn't fucking matter.
It just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
So this is the end of. So take yourself back to the end of
even if we win. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Get it off your chest.
No, sorry. Taking it back to what?
So Cody, take yourself back to the end of 2019. Life is good. Diamondbacks came off a okay season, and maybe you think next year they can take that momentum, make some moves in the off season, and come back with some momentum. So some key things that happened at the end of that season: draw Dyson, and
you're just gonna skip over Jake Lamb.
I didn't skip over Jake Lamb.
Did you say Jake Lamb?
Yeah, Rake Lamb. Yeah. I said because he was doing good. That's why he was good.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I think we got rid of him for nothing, basically, and he kind of fizzled out. I don't think he's done much of anything.
Remember when he struck out 50 times in a row?
Yep,
that was exaggeration.
Well, that's another guy. If you're talking about times where Diamondbacks failed to sell guys or move guys when they were at their peak value, like we were saying, David Peralta, he's 34 years old. He would have been great to sell 3 years ago. If we were trying to rebuild or get anything for him, but now he's too old, and maybe we can try and be sellers at the trade deadline, but who's going to really want David Peralta?
Someone that needs a good bat in the middle of their lineup.
Yeah, perhaps, but you ought to put him on the other end.
If you can put him in at number 6 on your lineup, I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, someone that's going to actually win a World Series, which we don't know what that's like.
Yeah. But yeah, year
we know what it's like, but I think I was 8 years old.
When we got 2001. Yeah, I was pretty young. I remember rooting and cheering, but not really being. I don't know. It was. You're right. When you're young, it's different. But we lost those guys that we just got. We let Adam Jones walk. We let Wilmer Flores walk. Your boy Alex Avilo left.
Give him a lollipop.
Banged up Taijuan Walker. I was ready for Taijuan Walker to go. I'm glad he left. But of course, now he has a resurgence.
They traded Gene Segura for
Taijuan?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't go back far enough with my research. That's even crazier.
Remember, he was the hit master.
Man, yeah.
He was leading the major leagues with hits.
Oh, yeah.
That one year.
That's a guy
This summer
coming to a theater near you. No, we really should have kept that guy.
I like that dude.
Crazy.
He's still playing too.
He is, yeah, and he's playing at a pretty high level. But another guy we let go, Steven Souza Jr. But we did sign. That was the offseason in 2019 when we signed Madison Bumgarner.
Oh God.
And I think I said it already, but why the hell would we sign Madison Bumgarner and not just keep Patrick Corbin or Zach Greinke? Why are you going to take on a banged up, beat up, washed up Madison Bumgarner?
Because that's the whole thing where people come to Arizona to retire.
Yeah.
So it's just like Arizona sports, or every football team, baseball team. Let's just sign all the old washed up players.
Crazy.
That's kind of negative.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I wasn't big on it when they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he was past his prime. But I remember when he signed with the D-backs, he was in a rodeo. Wasn't he in a rodeo?
Oh, he had.
Do you remember
probably. That? Oh, yeah, he got hurt at the rodeo.
Oh no, he won some rodeo.
Oh, he won a rodeo.
He was doing it under a fake name.
Oh yeah.
That dude. I mean, that dude's crazy. He has a crazy fucking lifestyle.
Yeah, I remember someone asked him what he got his wife for their anniversary, and he said he got her a cow.
That's funny.
I guess he kind of fits in here.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. I wasn't huge on it, but on
the Bumgarner signing.
Yeah.
No, me neither. I mean, he's a lefty. You kind of are intrigued by the caliber. He's got some
pitched last night.
rings.
They beat a good team last night, but I don't know. Like he just looked slow throwing the ball, and I swear I saw like 6 hits off him in the first 3 innings.
No, I wouldn't doubt it at all.
But they won. I mean, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and alongside signing Madison Bumgarner at the end of 2019.
I mean, I like his attitude.
His attitude?
Yeah.
His catitude?
Catitude.
We also tried to get Cole Calhoun, we did get Cole Calhoun to kind of try and fill that hole in right field. And I think he was kind of injured in and out of the lineup.
He was, yeah.
That year.
He was hitting home runs, though.
Right. But in 2020, I'm going to just throw out this. I don't really want to spend too much time on 2020. It was a 60-game season. I don't even think they should have played it.
5-year contract.
Who, Bumgarner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5-year contract for a banged up,
oh my God,
washed up, former World Series champion. But this 2020 season was a little whack. And again, we thought we were hovering that.
Who won that asterisk season?
Oh, I think the Dodgers didn't they?
Did they?
That was when Justin Turner had tested positive.
And Muppet?
And then he ran on the field to celebrate with the team.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, of course, the Dodgers would win an asterisk season.
The fucking Muppet. But
just a quick overview. We again were bordering. We were Hazen was teetering that line of trying to be competitive versus not really trying that hard. So we got Starling Marte from the Pirates in a trade. We signed John Jay again, invited him to the spring training.
John Jay and Rich.
Here's a fun one that I think is just John Jay and Rich. There's are they still alive? They're probably not on the radio.
I have no idea.
Doesn't matter. That year we signed in free agency right fielder Trace Thompson to a minor league contract and invited him to spring training. Do you know Trace Thompson?
Mm-mm.
He is the younger brother of Golden State Warriors shooting guard Klay Thompson. Yes. But he
is
didn't...
that fake Klay?
Fake Klay. No, it's real Klay. He's real Klay's brother.
No way.
And he got to...
Cool.
He didn't get to attend spring training, though, because it was canceled due to COVID. And actually only ended up playing in 4 games for AAA Reno Aces. He went 5-18, so he was kind of mediocre. We got him back later and then eventually traded him to the Cubs, but that's not important. He's not really a heavy hitter. But then again, some other highlights of that year, we traded Archie Bradley.
I pooped my pants.
Cody pooped his pants. We traded Robbie Ray. I talked about that a little bit, where we traded Robbie Ray to the Blue Jays for nothing, essentially. And we got rid of your boy Andrew Chafin. Do you remember that guy?
I do. He had the sweet mustache.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it was funny because at the time we traded him to the Cubs for, quote, a player to be named later. I'll give you $100 if you can tell me who that... Well, you're looking at it right now, so you're just going to cheat. So, no, it was shortstop Ronnie Simon.
Who is that?
Does anybody know who Ronnie Simon is?
I do.
Crickets.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like I said, 2020 season, throw it out. There's not much going on there. Nothing too much of note. So we can move on from there. And look at the 2021 season...
Boo.
The abysmal 2021 season.
How do you go 52 and 110 and keep your job?
Insane.
Actually get extended. You get another year. You get to try again.
Yeah, they're like, that might have been a fluke.
Here's a redo.
We'll let you try again.
Well, Tori, you're a really good guy, so I think we're going to let you try again one more time. I don't get it.
I don't know. Maybe it's because Hazen is like, we're going to, win together, die together. Because I hope I don't want to say I hope they fail, but I'm ready for us to move on to something else, whether it's the management or just completely, or if they stay and we completely burn down everything and rebuild. Because it sounds like everything I've looked at online, we have a top 5, maybe top 10 farm system. So we got a lot of good young pieces. Like you said, Gerardo Perdomo. 3
in the top 25?
Yeah, 3 of the top 25 prospects in the league.
They just called up one of those kids. Who was it?
It was that Alec Thompson guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Alex Thompson. These are things I should know. But he's been killing it. He has probably one of the best batting averages. And that's kind of how it goes a lot of the times with younger guys because they don't have much scouting on them, so the pitchers don't quite know how to pitch to them. So that could come down. Rookies often come out the gate hot and then have a cooling off period. But regardless, it seems like he's a good, quality guy, and that's what.
He's just a quality guy.
He's just a good quality guy. Well, I was gonna try and say
genuine.
I was gonna say he's a good quality center fielder, but then I wasn't 100% confident that that's his position. So I was trying to check that real quick. Let me see.
Oh man.
Oh, he's the youngest guy on our squad, 22. and he is a center fielder, so I should trust my gut. That guy right
There it
there, from Chicago, Illinois. He's a stud, man. He in the games he's played so far, he has 34 hits, 5 home runs, batting .276.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
How old is he?
22.
Ooh.
22 in 51 days, so he just turned 22. That's oddly specific
Taylor
on this
Swift.
website. He's built like us, 5'11", 175.
I'm not that fat.
You're right. You're Cody's actually 6'5", 230 pounds. Kind of a tank, to be honest.
Pushing 300.
Pushing 300. He's moving weight.
I'm coming for you.
Anyway, I hate. I don't want to get lost in the sauce here and be going too much into it, but the 2021 Diamondbacks, 52-110. What can you say, man? It's been a disaster. We tried to get Josh Reddick from that cheating ass Astros team. We got Asdrubal Cabrera. That's a name you've probably heard before, but not recently because he hasn't done shit. Disappeared into irrelevancy.
Toaster strudel.
We signed Tyler Clippard. That's a name you might know, but we placed him on the 60-day DL in February and never saw him really for the rest of the season. We got rid of the fastest man in baseball, Tim LeCastro, to the New York Yankees of all teams.
Might be a stretch.
Maybe. But yeah. Oh, yeah, here's where I put the note. Tim had stolen 29 consecutive bases to begin his career, the longest stolen base streak to start a career since 1951.
He was the man.
So a guy that can put asses in seats, because you want to come watch Tim LeCastro run fast and steal bases, we just get rid of him. Finally got rid of Eduardo Escobar.
He was good for us, though.
He did pretty good, but this is when it's like we start
now
cleaning house.
He's living the dream in the Mets right now.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that Mets team is pretty good.
Yes, they are.
Do you know what towards the end of that season, like you were saying, what'd they do to your boy Torey Lovello? Just remind us one time.
They gave him a 1-year deal.
They gave him a 1 year,
to come
a second
back.
extension to 2022. To where we're at now.
Oh, you finished last in the division? Oh, here.
Come on back.
Here's a job for another year.
Come on back. And that brings us to where we're at today. So let's just fast forward all the way to today, rip off the Band-Aid. We're 31-35, again, flirting with 500. This is shades of 2018, 2019, probably 2017. I don't have the record in front of me, but I imagine we've been a 500 or so team, a mediocre-ass team for a very long time. And Cody, do you truly blame that mostly on the salary cap and the competitive advantage of other teams in the league, or do you think this is a bigger problem with the coaching and the general manager, or is it multifaceted?
I like that word. It's multifaceted.
I want to sound smart, so I got to use big words.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit of both. I could say potentially it's a little bit of both.
But I don't know. I mean, it's funny that Phoenix is top 5 biggest or largest metropolitan areas in the whole country.
Yeah.
And we're considered a small market in baseball.
Yeah. Well, and that's an easy explanation. Know why that is.
Yeah, because it's
transplant city.
Well, yeah, but also, I mean, when was the last time you went to a D-backs game? Same.
Couple of years. Probably 2019.
Yeah, right.
Or before that.
So it's like, I don't know. How are they making money, you know?
Yeah.
So and then the owner's not spending money.
And
then you can spend as much money as you want in baseball.
We should have gotten that summer pass, man.
We should have.
Shit, that's such a good deal. We're doing that next year. If they do it again, they've done it for a while now. I mean,
we live too far.
That's the biggest thing, right? But I mean, even if you go to 5 games, it's
worth it.
$20.
What's summer?
It's
like
it's
$100?
3 months for $100.
That's a steal.
So 3 months of
That's
home
how you know
games.
you have a bad baseball team.
Oh yeah. Well, and the stadium's that's the thing is Bank One Ballpark is just way too big. There's way too many seats in that.
You just call it Bank One Ballpark.
Oh fuck, I did. Chase Field. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, in the comments right now, let me know if it's still Bank One Ballpark to you. I know there's a lot of people that grew up, and the best times of our life were 2001 with this team when we were winning the World Series. We had all the dudes. I remember I had the mini bats, I had the gloves, I had the cards. I went to the stadium.
You could get the ice cream in the little helmet.
Yeah, the ice cream in the helmet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I had a necklace that had Matt Williams' number. I think he was number 9.
Yeah, Matty.
I love Matt Williams. That was my dude. I love Tony Womack,
base.
Junior Spivey, obviously Luis Gonzalez, Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling. Man, the list goes on and on. That team was popping off. But You just hit a nerve. Hit a nerve. I'm sorry. But what made me go off on that?
You called Chase Field Bank One.
Oh, Chase Field Bank One ballpark.
Oh yeah, because we were talking about
Chase Field is way too big. Let me see.
What is it's? I actually I like that stadium.
No, I don't hate it either, but it's way too big.
Yeah.
Let me see. A list of U.S. baseball stadiums by capacity. Chase Field is number 5.
Is it really?
Yep.
What's number 1?
It's gonna be Ring Center Coliseum in Oakland because that's where the Raiders used to play. That big ass field, and then Dodger Stadium, Yankee Stadium, and then Coors Field.
That's one of the shittiest ones, huh? Where the Athletics play.
Yeah, that is honestly one of the shittiest ones.
Reminds me of that Moneyball movie.
I'm surprised they still play that. Moneyball is a good movie. That's Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, right?
Jonah Hill, yeah. I just watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, you watched that again? I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, it's on Paramount.
That's completely different than Moneyball, though.
Oh, it is. But
you just wanted to tell everyone that you watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Whatever. No.
Oh, Jonah Hill. Okay,
yeah,
I
Jonah
see
Hill's in that
I see
movie.
how you got there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's hilarious.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like
it's 3 hours long too. I didn't know that.
No, long ass movie. But no, while we're touching on the stadium, I did make a note about this. There are because there's been some talk about whether they're gonna, threats of relocating, maybe going to be Vegas's baseball team, going to be Reno's baseball team up where the Aces are, or relocating maybe to Tempe, Scottsdale, another city, building another stadium. But it seems like I did see an article in here. I don't remember. I think it was from last year where they are still exploring their options in Maricopa County. But it looks like they intend to have some plans for to refurbish Chase Field, similar to how the Suns did. Where the Suns were kind of having a similar debacle. And it seems like, again, in a similar situation, the state and the city are going to foot some of the bill for this new stadium. Sounds like the Arizona State Legislature has approved a funding mechanism that will underwrite 80% of the cost. That was House Bill 2835, signed into law last week. Oh, so not last week, but whenever this article was written in 2021. It'll allow the D-backs to place a 9% tax on anything sold at the current ballpark, tickets, merchandise, concessions, and all that 9% specific tax to the Diamondbacks stadium will help pay for the publicly backed revenue bond issue for the improvements. So it's a way for them to put an extra, they call it a tax, but they're still able to make their revenue, but at the same time collect that tax to fund the remodel.
That's good. They belong. That's where they belong.
Would you like to see them though rip out 10,000 seats in that stadium and do something dope with that space? Maybe have like a big like garden area like they do in their like a lawn area where you can sit with like blankets and stuff. Maybe expand the pool. Maybe put like a lazy river in the outfield. Like you could easily do some crazy stuff. I mean, but you would obviously be taking away some outfield.
Did you say
tickets.
Put a lazy river in the outfield?
Yeah, no, that's kind of a crazy idea. But or maybe put kind of like the Vikings do, have like a giant glass wall where you can really see out into the city if there's like a view that makes sense.
Well, they have the panels.
They do have the panels, but I'm saying like if you're doing a major $500 million renovation, you got to do something that, in my opinion, 1, takes out 10,000 seats in that arena, and 2, transforms it into something that's visually appealing.
Well, they use it for more than just baseball.
I mean, kind of like monster truck rallies
like
and
motocross
BMX
and
stuff.
shit.
Yeah. But nobody's like, maybe a country concert every once in a while. But
what's that dude? Garth Brooks? No, he went to Cardinal Stadium. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm okay with the size of it.
I've seen football games at Chase Field.
Hey-o. But no, I really hope they do that renovation because, I mean, dude, you're downtown Phoenix. You're a block away from the Suns. The Suns did it. You need to do it. That's where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, they need to stay in Phoenix.
Your teams are supposed to play in downtown.
100%.
Yeah, like the whole, like shit. I can't wait for the Coyotes to go to Tempe. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, I'm so excited for that too. And
yeah, we're gonna go to some.
We might actually
games.
start talking about hockey if they really. We'll see.
It's like soccer to me.
I do like hockey, but it's hard. It's hard for me to watch and keep up with, especially when
I hate soccer.
You hate soccer?
Suckers. Soccer, yeah.
Suckers. No, but going back to the Diamondbacks in that stadium, have you seen how dirty the roof looks? Have you driven by there in Phoenix recently?
I have. I just went to a concert down there.
And there was we were talking about that earlier.
I don't remember it being dirty.
No? Well, maybe they hosed it off. But we talked about it on another.
There's just a guy up there with a fucking hose.
Power washer. He's just holding on, anchored in. No, but we were talking about that and how they were having a problem with the roof. They can't open the roof with fans in the stadium because they're afraid that cables will snap and behead people.
So I thought it didn't work, and then I was watching the game, and it was like,
it works.
Oh, the roof's open tonight. And I was like, well, they said it didn't work. But it was what you said. They wouldn't do it with people inside, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, no, it makes me nervous for the staff that works there because obviously they're in the arena, but that is what it is. But like I said, we get to where we're at today. The 2022 Diamondbacks are currently 31-35 after winning last night. Again, we're recording this episode Saturday, June 18th. So by the time you're checking this out on the 20th or beyond, their record might have altered slightly with a game tonight, but probably not too much. Regardless, we're hovering around that 500 mark. And to start this season, we got Ian Kennedy back. We signed this dude, Zach Davies, kind of trying to work on our pitching staff.
He's been decent.
We traded Josh Van Meter to the Pirates for a right-handed pitcher. Oh, you don't remember Josh Van Meter?
I know Van Meter.
Oh, yeah, we got Lister Sosa. I looked it up, no relation to Sammy.
Listerine.
He's actually nowhere to be found. If you try and look him up, there's not much information about Lister. I might be mispronouncing that.
God, you gotta love baseball.
But some interesting recent news. A couple things. Well, first, I want to talk about Dallas Keuchel. We signed him to a minor league contract, which is smart because he got cut or designated for assignment, which is the baseball way of saying you got cut. He got designated for assignment by the White Sox after playing only 8 games for them with a 7.88 ERA.
Yikes.
That's god awful. So I think he's in our AA or AAA or something program right now. But just some highlights of Dallas Keuchel. He's a 34-year-old left-handed pitcher. For his career, has 101 career wins and 87 career losses, bolstering a 3.86 career ERA. Cody, you're the baseball guy. Is a 3.86 career ERA about average?
Yeah, it's good.
That's not bad, right?
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
And a 101 to 87 career win-loss. That's pretty impressive. That's over 500, well over 500. This guy's obviously a 2-time All-Star in 2015, 2017, 5-time Gold Glove. So he's got the accolades. He's been around, but he's an older pitcher. Again, we have Madison Bumgarner, an older pitcher.
Don't remind me.
And then we're just continuing to try and fill gaps with older guys. Do you think this? It sounds like with the minor league deal, it has a low risk, high reward kind of situation. Do you expect this to pan out into anything, or do you expect it's just gonna be a nothing burger?
Nothing burger, I like that. I think it's gonna fizzle out. I don't think it's gonna be anything.
Yeah, I think it almost seems like a play to try and gin up some interest and kind of like, grab eyes in the headlines when it's like Diamondbacks get Dallas Keuchel. Because the casual fan will say, dang, I remember Dallas Keuchel. He won a World Series with the Astros. He was killing it, and then he moved, and then he got a deal with I think it was the White Sox.
Trash cans.
And he was doing pretty good. Yeah, he was in the hallway banging on the trash cans, making sure everyone knew what was going on. But
oh, God.
Yeah, so it could be, I don't want to say it's a gimmick. I think the fact that they signed him to a minor league deal
is probably a gimmick, though.
Probably is. I think they're like, why not? It'll get some clicks. It'll garner some interest, and it's a low risk, high reward situation where we keep him on a minor league deal. Probably don't have to pay him much, and then if it doesn't pan out, you got some eyeballs to look at the team. Like here we are having an episode about it.
Exactly.
I mean that was for a lot of reasons.
You to talk about it.
We wanted because we advertise and we promote ourselves as being the Valley Sports Plug, and there are 4 major teams in the Valley. That's in my opinion, in order.
He won the Cy Young Award in 2015.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. He is a Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel, man. So yeah, potential or washed.
I mean, shit. If he can just find a little bit or get back to a little bit of that form, I'll take it.
Man, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Even if he can be serviceable, if he can have a 4.0 ERA, if he can at least have maybe.
Ooh, they're gonna bring him in too.
Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah,
I don't doubt it. Especially if they're looking. They did say
he's gonna start a game this year.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all.
Oh man! All right, I'm excited.
Yeah, so we'll check back in. Keep following Valley Sports Plug on YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Facebook. Make sure you're keeping up with Valley Sports Plug because once Dallas Keuchel gets his first start, we're gonna be on it. We're gonna talk about it.
Watch him give up like 8 runs.
Maybe we can Maybe we could live stream it or something, or live stream the reaction. Check out the live streams. We do those every week, usually on Sunday nights.
He's going to have 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts. Cody's calling it now. He's going to bet on over 7.5 strikeouts for Dallas Keuchel.
Alternate strikeouts. Let's go.
I like it. Cody's Sportsbook. You can cash it in. No, but what I was talking about.
Visit my website.
What's your website?
I don't have a website.
Oh, okay. Called your bluff.
Okay, you did, you fucker.
I'm sorry. No, what I was saying though is that the hierarchy in the Valley, you can debate Suns or Cardinals being one, but there are 4 sports teams. There's the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, and the Coyotes. And Coyotes being at the bottom for a reason. And these are the 4 teams. We are the Valley Sports Plug.
Desert?
Right. But that's why we're doing a D-backs episode, because we do need to talk about all the Valley sports teams. Eventually, we probably will have to talk about the Coyotes. But I just felt like we had been
I'm going to sleep through that one.
Cody might not be here. He'll probably be passed out, sick, air quotes I'm doing right now.
No, he was.
He was sick. He was sick.
Come on, man. I had COVID.
The brown bottle flu.
Well, no.
Stop. You're getting me sidetracked. You're derailing the show yet again.
I don't want to say what it actually.
I'm just trying to finish this plug about our goddamn fucking.
Fuck. All right.
Whatever this is.
We have to talk about the D-backs eventually.
Yeah, we had to talk about the D-backs, and that's what we did.
We're probably going to talk about the Coyotes soon. And I'm Chris Patrick. Thanks for listening. Did I do good?
I think so. I think we can just end the show there.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Give him a lollipop.
Give him a fucking lollipop. No, but we just done a lot, and it was a good time. There's nothing fun to talk about with the Diamondbacks. They're not going anywhere. We don't expect anything from them. Last thing I'll say in D-backs news, if there is a baseball fan, because Cody, that's the thing that you don't understand. Is that there are fans out there that like the D-backs, and they want someone to talk about their team.
I like the D-backs.
Okay, then we're gonna talk about them, right?
Well, yeah.
Here we are. So let us know. Like I said, let us know in the comments. And I'll stop my plug so Cody can get on with it here. We see that the Diamondbacks are probably going to a close to 500 record this season, 2022. Wrapping this up. Nick Ahmed just had shoulder surgery and is out for the season. So again, was it the right move to get rid of Jazz?
Yeah, you got the pitcher in return, and that's where they need help. I mean, this season their bullpen actually started somewhat decent. That Davies that guy was a good sign.
Davies, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the right move. I mean, come on. I mean, Nick Ahmed is one of the best defensive shortstops in the league. He just can't hit a fucking baseball to save his life.
Yeah, but when you're looking towards like a rebuild and a youth movement, do you think maybe we should have stuck with Jazz and traded?
Well, I like Perdomo though. So
and Perdomo's not bad either.
I don't know. They'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about the Jazz thing.
But what I'm saying is, should we have tried to move Nick Ahmed while he still had value? He's a Golden Glover, solid, like you said, solid shortstop. But he's getting up there. He's 32 years old and now out for the season with probably a career-ending injury.
Yeah, he's probably done.
Honestly, like I feel for the guy, but he's probably
they probably should have traded him. I mean, he's probably one that they probably would have sold at the deadline.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe they were looking to move him, and now that is all just out the window.
Well, because even if they are 500, they're still going to be 4th place in their division.
Yeah,
and they're going to be behind the Phillies and the Brewers for a wild card spot. Mm-hmm. So even if they're 500 at the deadline, I bet you they sell. Which is going to be so sad to see. But
yeah. And like we said, there's not much for them to sell, which is even the more sad part. I mean, they're shopping Mad Bum. They said it seems like it's been known that they would entertain offers.
No one's going to take his contract on.
But yeah, who's going to take his contract?
Unless the D-backs pay most of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to basically hope that someone's willing to basically you trade him for cash considerations or something. It's just basically anyone who will take his contract, and you expect next to nothing in return.
They'll probably pay like 75% of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if a team has like an injury, like a contending team has an injury, or if they think that that'll help bolster their rotation, they might make a play at it. But then you're, like you said, you're signing up for 3 more years of him, because I think he still has 2 or 3 more after.
2 more.
2 more, yeah. So it's just I wouldn't hold my breath for him for him to be moved or even be desired. If they can, great. If not, whatever. Ultimately, I want to wrap up talking about the Diamondbacks because there's just, at the end of the day, my opinion is that it's time to go for Mike Hazen. It's time to go for Torey Lovello. It's time to go for David Peralta and maybe even Ketel Marte, my brother. Me and Ketel Marte were born on the exact same day. We're the exact same age. I don't know what time.
Where was he born?
The Dominican Republic. Oh. I'm pretty sure.
Weren't you born there too?
Pretty close.
Yeah?
Pretty close, yeah. I can't disclose where I was born, but it might have been close to the Dominican Republic.
It was on the moon.
On the moon. Shh, classified.
Yeah, the dark side of the moon.
No, but so that's my opinion, Cody. I think it's time to move on from all these pieces and tear it down and do an actual rebuild.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Let's start fresh. Let's do it. It's about time.
This pussyfooting around, this half rebuild, foot in the door.
We need
one
a new
foot in the door,
culture.
one out. Yeah, 100% new culture. Burn it down, rebuild it.
Let's start again.
I didn't write down the specifics, but they had fired some coaches. I think a pitching coach and maybe a batting coach. Yeah, they moved some pieces, but that's not enough, man. I'm sorry. Like I like Lovello. Nothing against him personally, but it's time to fucking tear it down and have a new culture. Yeah. And maybe that's the one piece that stays.
Start too.
So yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he does.
Maybe he needs a different change of scenery.
Mm-hmm. Mike Hazen's dealing him a shit hand, and to give Mike Hazen maybe a grain of a way out is that a lot of the moves he thought would pan out, they had high potential and either just didn't pan out or got injured and didn't work out. And that's not entirely his fault, but you would think that you'd see that you're signing older guys. It's like we were watching that video. The guy said the Diamondbacks were buying high. These guys were at the peak, and so we were buying at the peak, and then it was all downhill from there.
Yep.
It's like game stonks. It's like you're on Wall Street bets.
That is the worst subreddit in the world.
Man, Reddit is just a cesspool. We're honestly we might get into some Reddit tomorrow. We're doing a pop culture stream, and I consider anything not sports related to be pop culture. Because we are a sports podcast and sports brand first, but secondary we do like to dabble on some pop culture, talk about what's hip. So we're gonna talk about some movies and some stories and some hip hop potentially. I think Davey said that he doesn't want to talk about video games because we could do a whole show probably specifically dedicated to video games.
I thought he likes video games.
Oh, he loves video. We all love video games, just like maybe more than DeAndre Ayton loves video games.
Well, quit staying up till 3 a.m. playing Xbox.
Yeah, Chris. But you see, Cody, I don't have to go play an NBA game tomorrow.
Dude, if I got paid $20 million to put a ball in a hoop, I'd go to bed at 9 p.m. every night. Oh, yeah. I would live in like a biometric chamber. I would take it super serious, especially because it's basically like you're in school again. You have a summer vacation. You're going to get 2 months off to do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not like you can never play video games. Like I'm saying, it's not like DeAndre Ayton can never play video games, but do it responsibly. Like you have days off in between. Maybe
he needs to go to rehab for video games.
Well, and I'm sure he was still up early on days he didn't have games.
Make him go to rehab. No.
Do you know who that's by?
Amy Winehouse.
It is, yeah. Rest in peace. Nice.
Yeah. Come on, what the
pop
fuck?
Culture at Valley Sports Plug. I love it.
You thought I didn't know that?
No, I thought you might.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
Do you have any last words on the Diamondbacks, Cody? Past, present, future? Just to wrap it up here with.
Do you have a time machine?
I'm working on it. I haven't fully finished it yet.
Let's go back to 2001.
That's a long way back.
Oh,
but we could do it.
Okay.
All right. The steroids too for Luis Gonzalez.
Did that come out?
I don't think it's been confirmed, but I mean, come on.
Oh.
I think he was on steroids. I think that's I don't want to say it's a consensus, but I think that's a popular, not a conspiracy, but a popular thought online is that was a steroids year for Luis.
I just want to say to Schulte.
Greg Schulte. You had some news about Greg. What's going on with that?
He's doing chemotherapy.
Damn.
They didn't come out and say exactly what kind of cancer he has, but
he's going through treatment.
Yeah, so he's to start the season, he agreed to only do the radio commenting for home games. He didn't travel at all.
Yeah.
So then everyone's kind of like, what's up with that? And then the reason why was because he was going through some medical stuff, and he didn't tell everybody until now. So now he has actually taken a break and stepped aside. But
that's good.
But he's been calling D-backs games since the inaugural season.
Wow.
So he's been
that's crazy.
He's the voice of the D-backs.
He's
like
the voice of the D-backs.
Al McCoy.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. I mean, Al McCoy's been doing it forever. But I get what you're saying.
Well, the Sun's been around since the 60s.
Yeah.
But the D-backs been around since, what, 98?
Yeah, that's terrible. I all the best for Greg Schulte and his family. I hope the treatment works. I know in doing this, I saw that last year, I don't know, I haven't gotten a recent update on it, but Mike Hazen, his wife was also going through cancer treatment. I think she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
So I hope him and his family are doing well. Obviously, I'm sorry, Mike. We do have to separate your performance.
I think he understands.
In your job from your personal life. So I wish you all the best in your personal life. But maybe it's time that you are no longer the Diamondbacks general manager. It's hard to say those two things in the same sentence, but it is what it is. It's just business, and that's how it is in sports. Anyone understands that.
So mean, Chris.
I'm just terrible. I'm terrible, but that's what we're here for. We're here to bring the takes, whether you agree with us or not. Maybe it starts a good conversation. I think we always have some good conversations. I appreciate you being here today, Cody.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Absolutely,
it's a good time.
So we're gonna wrap this up. Talking about the sports and maybe move into some pop culture in a little bit. I want to bring in our special guest, Sabrina, my fiance. She's going to do this little bracket thing with us. Sabrina! But no, real quick, Cody, because she's still finishing up her work for the day.
Shit, that's right.
One thing I saw online, DraftKings put out, and I don't know if you've been on the DraftKings app, they put out odds for the next team that Ayton is going to play for.
No, get out, really.
And if you're pulling up the app right now, maybe you can check the update. But according to this graphic I found on Reddit, obviously the Suns are favored right now at plus 350.
Is it really plus 350?
It's plus 350, which is shocking because the next team is the Pistons. What do you think that's at?
Don't tell me it's like plus 600.
It's probably changed, and I want you to tell me the updated, but it's plus 385.
Get out.
So only 35 more.
How do you find bets like that? Futures?
If you got to be futures, yeah, NBA futures. Then Spurs are plus 475 and Pacers are plus 475. There's some other outlier like
Are you kidding me?
Far shots on here, the Hornets and the
Champion.
Blazers. But
player next team. DeAndre. Okay, here we go.
Okay, yeah, what are the updated ones as of today?
It's the same. Pistons are 380, Spurs are 475, Pacers are 475.
Oh, so Pistons are odds even got a little better.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go to the Spurs. They're not even on this list.
Oh, the Spurs fell off that list?
Yeah, it's because I'm an idiot.
No, I thought you said they were plus 475.
Oh, I lied.
Yeah, they're right there. Third.
Let me go back and say this again. I'm an idiot.
Try it again, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to the Spurs. If he goes anywhere.
So,
all right. So, okay. But pineapples.
But
all right, let's put $1,000 on Ayton coming back to the Suns.
You get 3,500, right? 4,500. Well, because you get your 1,000 back plus 3,500. Yeah. Cody, that's kind of scary because that means like when Vegas is setting these odds and sportsbooks are setting these odds, plus 350 for the Suns to get him back. I feel like that's on this pace. Most likely.
That's rough, dude.
That's rough. That means somebody knows something, or
they know
more.
They always know something.
So honestly, DeAndre Ayton might not be coming back. And is this going to be this is going to be maybe a teaser for the next time we all get together and have Mike back in here in a couple weeks. But real quick teaser, a couple minutes. Do you think it's going to be the unraveling of the Phoenix Suns if DA leaves?
Yes. I don't think they're. Well, because you can argue when they went to the finals that they wouldn't have gotten in the finals without him.
Yeah, easily.
Well, because he came into form that playoff run, and he was probably their best player. And when they went to the finals, Ayton? Up until the finals, yeah, Ayton.
Yeah, no, he did. And in the last two,
because nobody played.
In the last two playoff runs, he's had times where he's eaten and he's done good, where he's gotten.
Well, this previous one,
double-digit rebounds. Exactly. Yeah. He's streaky, but he's young and he will come into his own. But like I said, that's going to be a teaser. We got tons more Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks to talk to you about. And we will do that on future episodes and those live streams on YouTube. Make sure you check them out. The playback's always available immediately after they finish back on YouTube. You can watch those anytime. We've been getting some of those up on Spotify. The audio quality is a little bit lesser because we don't have our microphones. We're just using our laptop mics. But stick with us. We're going to upgrade our equipment as we keep going through this and we keep growing. And we're just really happy to have everyone tuning in. And I thank you so much. But we're going to do a quick cut here. Might roll us back in with some music. And then we're going to talk. We're going to present this bracket. So make sure we'll talk about the bracket, but make sure you're watching on YouTube so you can see the bracket and follow along. But we're going to break down this bracket. And I don't want to tease too much, but it's biggest scams. A bracket of the biggest scams. Top
Sam
16.
Bradford's on it.
Sam Bradford should be on it. Maybe in a future one we'll make our own bracket because I stole this online.
Our own sports bracket.
Yeah.
Biggest scams.
I've just said the word bracket too many times. So
Yasmani Tomas is going to be on there.
We'll put Yasmani Tomas in the bracket. The bracket.
It's just a bracket.
It's just a bracket. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hey everyone, this is Chris Patrick. Thank you so much for listening to the Heat Check podcast presented by Valley Sports Plug. You may notice we're pretty close to the end here and promised a bracket section going over the pop culture with Sabrina. We ended up going a little long on this segment, so we decided we were going to split it up a little bit. You can check out that 45-minute bonus episode over on Spotify and YouTube, right where you would find the Heat Check podcast normally. I apologize for the inconvenience, but thank you for sticking with us, and we'll be back with another episode very soon.